we're probably looking at a situation where the next car that consumers will want to buy is electric.
We believe that electric vehicle sales will shoot up from 2.2 million units last year, looks like they'll be 3.6 or 3.8 this year, to 40 million in 2025 as electric vehicle prices drop below gas-powered car prices on a like-for-like basis.
Hey guys, and welcome into today's video. My name is Jason, and we have some really exciting news out on NIO because we have seen a new price target by Goldman Sachs. So we're going to be talking about that in today's video. I am at home, guys, with COVID right now. I do have the Rona, so unfortunately I am in isolation, but the good thing is it's given me time to get these videos out for you. So be sure, guys, because I am feeling very under the weather, to go down there and give this video a big like for me, and also consider subscribing to this family of investors if you have not already. So guys, we are going to be discussing why Cathie Wood thinks that electrical vehicles are the start of a new transition into innovation. We are only at the start of this S-curve.
Now what has happened is China, with a big focus on the environment, is subsidizing electric vehicles aggressively, and the supply therefore is starting to shift up. So no, we think this is good news. It's validating this massive move from the internal combustion engine and gas-powered cars. We sold 80 to 90 million of them in the last few years per year, to electric, which, as I said, is at such a low base right now, 2.2 last year, maybe 3.6 or 3.8 this year, all the way to 40 million. I think it just tells us that the exponential growth trajectory is in place, and given the way China is subsidizing, we could be conservative.
Right now, guys, NIO has sold off on the charts, and we are down to a very strong layer of support. As you guys know, I cover NIO as one of the top stocks on my channel, and we are now seeing some really major support in the low to mid 30s. And when we have new news out that electrical vehicles are about to jump, because a Goldman Sachs analyst has in fact upgraded their price target from a hold to a buy rating, and they are saying that NIO's price target is now going to be at $56 a share, which implies a 66% gain from the closure almost of last week. Now this is because, guys, the electrical vehicle maker NIO has now begun global expansion, which means that they are now expanding more and more electrical vehicles every single year outside of China. And while this fundamental news has not changed about the business, the stock price, guys, has been trading downwards and then also sideways over the last couple of months. So this is a great term, guys, for a long-term business when nothing has changed, that you have to ignore the short-term noise. And what you do is, when the RSI is oversold at these levels and NIO is back down at its favorable support and entry levels, that is when you can start to capitalize in the long run, because this share price is only going to continue to increase over the next 5 years. As Cathie Wood says, we are going to see a massive ramp up in production numbers from 2.5 million cars last year up to 40 million electrical vehicle sales over the next 4 years.
The consumer is thinking about his or her next purchase. Is it going to be gas-powered or electric? And we believe that electric vehicle sales will be up more than 50% this year, perhaps much more than 50%. And that's a global number, while traditional auto sales are basically flat. It seems like they're going to be up very slightly, if at all, on an average annual basis.
So we are going to start to see a massive shift, guys, as the supply chain shortage of those chips starts to wear off, and we start to see that global expansion. Now, again, the Goldman Sachs analyst is saying that we do have some new catalysts coming up, and that is because we have the new models of the EC7 coming out, guys, at the start of 2022, and that is going to allow a further production of NIO vehicles to be delivered, and that is going to increase the share price, especially with those high-end profits for this new model. Now we also have news, guys, because it took Tesla 12 years to build up to 100,000 vehicles in sales, and China's XPeng and NIO took about half that time time. So already we can see where these companies are starting to come in, and they are starting to grow extremely aggressively in one of the largest market caps in the world, which again is China. And then we are having that global expansion. And what I do love about some of these articles, guys, is we have a turnaround here as well from Seeking Alpha, and they are saying now that NIO stock is set to soar after such a long time of this stock sitting on the floor around the $30 to $45 price range. They are now also upgrading their price end here. You can see that they are saying that NIO is set to soar because they saw strong delivery growth in September again with record number deliveries. If I remember correctly, they were estimating anywhere between 22,500 to 23,500 vehicle deliveries due to the fact that they had a global chain shortage in those supply chips, guys. But what has happened since then is they actually had their record delivery numbers for September was over 24,000 vehicles. So guys, I think you can see here that they were estimating anywhere between 22,500 to 23,500 vehicles, like I'd said. But if we come down in the article, you guys are going to see that we had, you know, some absolutely enormous news when NIO in fact grew over 125% year over year growth, guys, where they saw some really big deliveries, where they jumped up, guys, making almost 24,500 deliveries of the ES6, EC6 and ES8. So guys, what am I doing with NIO stock, and what are we supposed to be looking at on the time frame? So I'm coming onto Trading View, which is what I like to do when I'm setting up all of my buys and sells, guys. I use the RSI indicator, like I said, which is called the Relative Strength Index. You can add it here on the indicators. Just simply click down on this button here and then add in Relative Strength Index. Now guys, when the Relative Strength Index is above the 70 or below the 30, that goes to tell us that the price action confirmation is either overbought or oversold, and we can draw those lines where NIO has tested down to before as an area of support. And we can use this, guys, because that means that buyers are starting to enter the market, and at this price typically buyers want to push the price up. So guys, what we are going to see is a shift upwards because we have had some very high downward pressure, but now obviously we have some new price targets, we have new catalysts coming out for 2022, and we have that global expansion and record deliveries. Yet NIO stock is still continuing to sell off down to those lows where they were around September time all the way back a year ago. Yet they have seen 125% year over year growth, like I had said. And Cathie Wood has made it so clear at the beginning of this clip, guys, why China is in fact in favor of supporting electrical vehicles. So let's hear some more on what Cathie Wood has to say.
Last year, there were 2.2 million electric vehicles sold around the world, including China, the largest market. We believe that number is going to 40 million in 5 years. And our confidence in all of these platforms and technologies is only growing. And our confidence in Tesla's outlook is only growing. Many commentators out there actually call me Crazy Cathie, and they still do. And they will continue to do so. And I love it. Exponential growth in the early days looks very much like linear growth, especially when you're working from a very low base. And so most of the industry is linear in its thinking. Linear growth, that is. We're focused only on exponential growth. If you give us 5 years, the difference between linear and exponential is shocking.
So guys, that is why I am super bullish right now on NIO as a whole. It is going to be a fantastic stock to hold for the long term in my portfolio, and that is why I have it in my top 5 holdings. If you would like to see what I am holding in my top 5 holdings, I did make a video a few months ago, which I will try to link above for you guys now. But what I am looking to do, guys, is to capitalize on NIO once it does start to retest those highs of $55 again to $65. That is where I would like to then take some profits on NIO and then wait for some further selling, and then again start to continue to hold this stock for the longer term as we start to see a ramp up in those delivery numbers moving over the next 5 years. This is going to be a very long-term stock for me. But what I have realized over the last year is just how volatile this stock is. You can literally swing this in a matter of months. Once you do have those, you know, high swings up or down in the share price, there is always going to be peaks and troughs in the market, guys, where you can in fact buy and sell. Even though you can hold this one for the long term and hope that it is going to go up to that $150 price target over the next decade, which could happen as we foresee electrical vehicles coming into fruition. But I'm going to be taking profits along the way once we do see those spikes and again those troughs in the market to in fact capitalize on those shares. And I do think that a juicy 60% upside from the current share price over the next 6 months is going to be something that I'm going to be looking to cash in onto my position. If you guys would like access to anything that I'm doing with my portfolio, or you would like to ask me any questions privately, then be sure to join the private Patreon for the price of a coffee and help support the channel. I really do appreciate all of my Patreons on there, so a big shout out if you have made it this far, and also to anyone that wants to join as a new member. Come and say hi and see what we are doing in our Discord. We have a fantastic community in there. So guys, I hope that you got a lot of value out of this video, and remember guys that if nothing has changed fundamentally about the business, then again that is a great sign for a long-term growth, despite the fact that you can ignore the noise of any selling that is happening in the market. A stock price is not based on the current stock share price. It's to do with the valuation and the business metrics of the business model. Is the business continuing to grow? Yes, it does. It ticks the box. Is the business going to have global expansion? Yes, it is. What is going to happen to electrical vehicles over the next 5 years? It is going to continue to soar, guys, from 3.6 to 40 million in sales, which is an enormous number for this innovation trajectory. So this is why I am holding NIO, like I said, in my long-term portfolio. So guys, remember to stay safe out there, use those support resistance lines, and again, start to capitalize as best as you can. I hope that you did enjoy this video today. I will leave you with these wise words of Cathie Wood. Stay safe, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Don't forget to go down there, smash that like button, and also hit that subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.